In today's video, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the best Spongebob tower defense trait tier list, including every single trait in the game. I'll be ranking them from best to worst, but before we go ahead and do that, would you like yourself a chance to win a free mythic unit? All you need to go and do is drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment your Roblox username down below. Anyway guys, without further ado, let's get on with the video. Okay, so there's a bunch of different traits in the game, and for this tier list, I'm not going to be going ahead and including how rare they are. We're purely just going to be comparing each trait to decide which one is the best trait in the game. So anyway, here we have up on screen just now the tier list with all of the traits here, so ignore the percentage chance. That's basically just how hard they are to get. But we're basically ranking them. D tier is for the worst of the worst, for the trash ones, the ones you just do not want to go ahead and get at all. We then have C tier. These are for the ones that aren't completely terrible, but it's still not at all that good. B tier, these are just the alright traits. A tier are the good ones, and S tier are the best of the best. These traits, if you can manage to get some of them, you're going to be, let's just say, doing very, very well in the game. And we're starting off first with Secret Formula, which is easily an S tier. If you don't know what Secret Formula is, let me go ahead and show you. It is one of the hardest traits to get. It's got a 0.25% chance to get with the normal trait rolls, but it does go up to a 1.5% chance to get with the golden trait rolls. Either way, the stats on Secret Formula. Secret Formula, Bikini Bottom's the greatest, strongest, the mystery. Basically, it'll give you 50% extra damage, it'll take 50% of your cooldown, and it'll give you an extra 50% range. So honestly, it is a very, very good trait. Arguably, possibly even the best trait in the game. And now we're going on to the next trait, and wow, we're starting off with some really good traits on this list. And that is going to be a Sidekick, which is again another easy, and yeah, you heard me right there, easy S tier trait to go and have. I wouldn't quite say it's as good as Secret Formula, but it is. It's very, I'm not lying, it's very, very close to Secret Formula. So we have Sidekick, the stats on it, so it's a 0.75, the normal one. With golden trait rolls, it becomes a 5.5, so actually not super hard to get. Sidekick, increase the unit's placement. Basically, it lets you place down another one of the unit. So if a unit has a placement limit of 1, so if it's a secret unit, you can place down 2 of them. And if it has a placement limit of 3, it goes to 4. So I know it's kind of self-explanatory, but honestly, it is so helpful in games about getting them extra rare units placed down. And now, next we have Scurvy. Now, Scurvy, without a doubt, is the worst enchant in the game. Although I believe it is just as rare, if not possibly even rarer. I believe it's just as rare as Secret Formula Scurvy is. And yeah, it's the exact same rarity. And it is just 1,000 times worse. There's no way around it. It removes 50% of your unit's damage. It makes it doubles their cooldown, and it makes their range 75% smaller. It is literally just the biggest nerf. It is the biggest, like, can you call it pay to lose out there? So honestly, avoid Scurvy under any means necessary. Like, I'm being serious. It's just, you don't want Scurvy at all. It is not worth it one single bit, so it's easily a D tier there. And then the next trait is Vortex. I'll show you what the trait is first. So Vortex, basically it goes ahead and it's just like a speed boost for the unit. So it's just going ahead and reducing the cooldown of the unit, which is still very effective. So basically a minus 50% cooldown means they're attacking a lot faster, if I'm being honest there. So it's actually another really good trait. We're doing all the good ones at the start other than Scurvy. So I'm going to go ahead, and it isn't quite S tier because Secret Formula destroys it. No one knows with Sidekick. So we are going to go ahead and rank it in A tier. And then after that, we have, I believe it's Neptune's Crown is the name of it. Was it King Neptune's Crown? This enchant, let's just say if you manage to get it, sorry, this trait is crazy. Neptune's Crown. So basically Neptune's Crown is different to all the other traits, because it stays on your unit. You don't just have it for a bit, it'll be on that unit. And basically, it means your units can have 2 traits. So you can have two separate traits. So you could have both Secret Formula and Sidekick on one unit to make arguably one of the strongest units in the game. Actually, no, that would be the strongest thing you get. Equally, you could have like Scurvy, and you can just have like great reach on it. Either way, though, you basically can combine traits. It'll stay on the unit forever as well. You won't be able to have the same trait twice, but you can combine them. So honestly, this is gotta be, and I mean, I feel like most people probably know if you've played the game, is the Crown Jewel with 0.01% chance of normally hitting it. But it's S tier. Easy S tier, and that's easy high S tier. Like, I wouldn't even say it's without a question of a doubt. It is just a very, very valuable to get. Very hard to get with 0.01 and then a 0.05, which is still insanely rare, especially as these cost like 400 Robux each to go ahead and use, or slightly cheaper if you buy the bundle there. And then with these ones, you're going to need an insane amount. It is literally like, so 1%'s 100, or 0.1%'s 1,000. It's 10. It's a 1 in 10,000 basically for everyone in the game. But hey, you managed to get on your unit, and you were going to be more than set in the game. So that's an easy one to go ahead and put there. Then this next trait is actually quite interesting. It's Sea Bear. Now Sea Bear, I may have said earlier that Scurvy is the only one to nerf units. It's actually not. Sea Bear does nerf units as well, but it also gives them a big buff at the same time. So basically Sea Bear, you're going ahead and losing 50% on your cooldown, and you're losing 40% range for 150% extra damage. Now this is a little bit of a pain, of course. The damage and the cooldown, they are kind of counterintuitive. It means you're going to do more damage when you attack, but you're attacking less. So you're not actually doing as much more damage as you think. The range, though, I do understand. So it's a hard one to go and rank. If it was maybe just the range loss, even if the range loss was higher, it'll be a lot more, probably higher up on this list. But honestly, I'm going to go ahead, and as it can be pretty OP if you do use it with the right units and in the right method, we're going to go ahead and throw it into B tier. I'll put in B tier there, and like so the other ones, it's not like insanely hard to get. Actually, I think it's like decently rare. It's a 2% on the normal ones, and then it does jump up quite a bit. Yeah, 21% on the golden trait rolls. So like, it has perks, it has benefits. Honestly, it could be better, but it could be a lot worse. So it's a decent one to get. But it's nothing too like insanely crazy. Then we next have Wealth, and Wealth's just pretty bad. It's definitely not as bad as Scurvy, of course, as it is a buff for your units. But like honestly, Wealth, it's just a pretty lame enchant to get. Like it doesn't really do much in the game. Basically, it reduces the cost of unit. We can also show you that in the game. If we go here, we go to Wealth. It reduces the unit cost by 25%. Honestly, personally, from playing myself, I've never really had like crazy problems when it comes to like being able to afford to place down units in the game. Maybe at the early stages you do, possibly on a starter, it could be like slightly useful, but honestly, I would just rather take a little bit of damage and place down a unit that's worth it than have Wealth. Wealth, a 4% chance, still me go ahead and get, and I'm pretty sure that like skyrockets, or it may not even be obtainable in the golden one. Yeah, you can't even get Wealth in the golden one because it's a pretty bad enchant. It is literally one above, in my opinion, Scurvy. So that's saying quite a lot there as well. Either way though, we're on to the next one, and it's Pursuit. Pursuit isn't as rare as some of the other enchants, but it's still one of the rarer enchants in the game. So Pursuit is all the way up here. It's a 6% chance on the normal one, and it's actually a 33% chance on the golden one. So if we're looking at Stats Pursuit, Space Pursuit, it basically is the range boost, that's all it is. It's a slightly better version of Reach, it's basically an extra 10%. So it could just be called Reach 4. It really isn't anything like super crazy, but it is actually quite useful for some units, especially if you want to get placement on a higher part of the map. So it can be pretty effective to go and use. I would not say it's S tier by any means, and this is where it's going to go now, because Pursuit, it can be really good with some units. Honestly, I think Pursuit belongs in high B tier. That's where we're going to put it for now. It's basically just range boost force, but it can be useful. But it's not, at least in my opinion, for when I've used it, it's like it can be broken on some maps in certain places, and it can be broken with some really nice combos you can make with it. But I just don't think it deserves the A tier or S tier category. And if it was an A tier, probably low A tier. So we are going to put it into B tier. And now we have the last, actually no, we still have another rare one at the end, but we've got the next enchant on the list. Sorry, trait, I keep calling them enchants, but at this point in the video, you've probably already heard that. Either way though, Jellyfish Jam. And basically, it's just a cooldown reduction. It literally, that's all it is there. It's just a cooldown reduction. It is basically the exact same. Wait, no, it's other units. So wait, so for a memory of this unit, basically it's a cooldown reduction, but it does it to all of your units. So it's not just for itself. So it's not like Surge, as Surge is just for the unit. It does it to every single unit. So if you place that unit with big range and you combine it with Jellyfish Jam, that unit will go ahead and boost all your other units. Jellyfish Jam by itself may not be insane, but you put it with a good unit that has a lot of range in it, you can boost the range of every single one of your units in that range. So, not range, sorry. It's the, you boost the cooldown. I don't know if I said range there. So if there's anything in its range, you can go ahead and basically reduce the cooldown. And that's very effective to have. So honestly, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw it into low AZ. I do think it's better than Pursuit. I just do like Pursuit. Honestly, I think being able to boost all of your units' cooldown is insane to go ahead and have. It acts really good for support units. You can use it. You can use it and it can be very effective to use. So we're going to go ahead and put it there. There's no real downside of using it because it also boosts its own stats as well, if I am correct there. And now we have these three left. And this is where, well, we're going to start filling up some of these slots. First up, we have is Strike. That's going to be D tier. It's pretty basic. It's nothing insane. It's a basic one. Everybody's probably seen it before. You can only get it from the norm one. It basically, depending on if you get Strike 1, 2, or 3, it's the damage boost. Strike 3 is kind of decent. 25% is nice. But like so many of the other ones are better. So as far as traits go, it's going to be in the D tier. We then have Reach, which Reach again has the same type of system where it will basically go down on the list. It's 5% plus 15% plus 25%. So Reach 3, of course, being the best one, which basically just gives you more range on your units. We then have Surge, which again, for Surge, we're going to go ahead and put Surge probably, if I'm going to do this, I'll probably do it like this. So we're going to put Surge in the top of D tier there, as I do think Surge can be quite useful. Basically what Surge will go ahead and do is it's just a cooldown reduction on your unit, as you can see up on the screen just there. In the corner, it's a 5%, there's 15, there's 25. So Surge 3, I think is actually pretty decent to have. Of course, you do just go to this tier list at any point, any time. Feel free to tell me down below. And now on to the last trait of the tier list, and that is Scholar. So Scholar is gonna go... Wait, that's actually first. It's first. Before we put it in detail, I'm going to show you guys where it is. I may change my opinion on that. But basically, Scholar. So if you don't know what Scholar does there, I'll go ahead and move that on screen so you can see it. It's basically an XP gain. It's useful for units you want to get the XP of. But if you actually want any type of boost in the game, it's basically a worthless slot. But if you are trying to like progress and get your units leveled up, which is insanely hard to do for some units, it can be actually kind of useful. It can be decent on things such as the Krusty Krab, because you don't really need like anything else for it. So that will have decent. I suppose the Jellyfish Jam would also work well on them, but it can be useful on that. Just units that you're purely just trying to level up. So I would go ahead and actually throw it in C tier, because gameplay wise it would be one above Scurvy. But actually, like, use overall progressing through the game and how it's going to benefit your team in the future, I'll probably throw it into C tier. But of course, when it is max level, there's a high enough level, get rid of it. It's definitely what you don't want to keep. Anyway, feel free to comment down below if you disagree with this tier list. I'm interested to see your guys' opinions. Of course, next time traits get added, I'll redo the tier list, and I may have changed some opinions. So I don't know if you guys have any opinions down below. If you did enjoy this video, watch the video. I've got a bunch of Spongebob to add for this video on the channel. You may enjoy this one up on screen now. See you next one. Bye.